Mike. Remember that correctly?
Yeah, fan.
What's up, everybody? It's yours truly. I'm the one and only. I'm FERRO. We are officially in off-season mode, and we about to run them numbers up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We just getting started. Ja Morant now knows his fate after appearing to show a weapon on Instagram Live again. The league has announced that they're suspending the Memphis Grizzlies star 25 games to start the 23-24 season because of conduct detrimental to the league. Adam had this to say on Ja's suspension. Morant's decision to once again wield a firearm on social media is alarming and disconcerting given his similar conduct in March, for which he has already been suspended 8 games. The potential for other young people to emulate Ja's conduct is particularly concerning. Under these circumstances, we believe a suspension of 25 games is appropriate and makes clear that engaging in reckless and irresponsible behavior with guns will not be tolerated. For Ja, basketball needs to take a back seat at this moment. Prior to his return to play, he will be required to formulate and fulfill a program with the league that directly addresses the circumstances that led him to repeat this destructive behavior. Ja reacted to the news of his suspension. Morant said, "I've had time to reflect, and I realize how much hurt I've caused. I want to apologize to the NBA, the Grizzlies, my teammates, and the city of Memphis, to Adam Silver, Zach Kleiman, and Robert Parra, who gave me the opportunity to be a professional athlete and have supported me. I'm sorry for the harm I've done. To the kids who look up to me, I'm sorry for failing you as a role model. I promise I'm going to be better. To all my sponsors, I'm going to be a better representation of our brands. And all of my fans, I'm going to make it up to you. I promise. I'm spending this off season and my suspension continue to work on my own mental health and decision making. I'm also going to be training so that I'm ready to go when I can get back on the court. I know my teammates are going to hold it down, and I'm so sorry I won't be out there with you at the beginning of the season. I hope you'll give me the chance to prove to you over the time I'm a better man than what I've been showing you." Just to kind of put in perspective where Ja Morant's suspension fits in NBA history, Melo got 15 games during a Knicks-Nuggets fight in 2006. The Malice at the Palace, we saw Jermaine O'Neal get 15, Steven Jackson got 30, and Ron Artest got 86 games. Jeff Taylor in 2014 pled guilty to misdemeanor domestic violence. He got 24 games. Kermit Washington was suspended 26 games after he punched Rudy Tomjanovich in the face during a fight. That was back in 1977. Miles Bridges got 30 games for domestic violence. That was just this season. Javaris Critton got 38 games. That was for displaying firearms. Gilbert Arenas got 50 games for the same incident. And that's where we stand. Ja Morant now with a 25-game suspension. Just for clarity, the NBA's Player Association, they are not happy with Ja's suspension. Apparently, they're not happy with the length of games, and they're also not happy with the fact that Ja has to, according to Adam Silver, emulate and formulate a plan, to show the league that he's doing responsible stuff before he gets back on the court. So there will be a little pushback from the PA, and they're doing their job. They're supposed to look out for the players. I wouldn't expect anything different. But I'm going to tell the PA this, that suspension is going to stand. There are a lot of people out there saying that the league let Ja Morant off easily. I do not agree with that, not one bit. 25 games is a lengthy suspension. You only get 82 of these bad boys, and obviously guys are going to get injured at least once a year. Ja Morant is pretty much guaranteed to get injured at least once a year. So you're talking about he's already down to 57 eligible games, and he probably will miss 11, 12 games throughout the year for some injury. We're already down to about 45 games for Ja Morant next year. Obviously, with him missing over 17 games, which is what I thought he would get, Ja Morant will be ineligible for any awards next year. He can't make all NBA teams. He can't make any list for, MVPs or Defensive Player of the Years or any honors of that such, because he ain't playing enough games. The NBA's implementing that new policy next year for at least, 65 games played to be eligible for awards. So he will not be eligible for any type of off-season acknowledgement by the league from that standpoint. that's important to Ja because obviously he's already cost himself $39 million by, to me, in my estimation, the fact that he got suspended this past season for 8 games, it took the momentum away from him making third-team All-NBA. So, I mean, that's a big deal for Ja. He's going to miss about $7 to $8 million being suspended for 25 games. You couple that up with that $39 million that I just mentioned, he pretty much has cost himself $50 million for showing 2 guns on 2 Instagram lives. Now, I want to say this. I have heard some good things behind the scene about Ja. Let me just say that. Let me put that in the atmosphere. Allegedly, Ja has been doing some housekeeping with his life. So I'm just putting that out in the atmosphere. Keep in mind, I'm from Memphis. I've heard good things about Ja. And I want just to put it in perspective. The same people saying that they heard good things about Ja this time were some people that were telling me, yo, the last time he was just BSing. That statement wasn't real that he gave to the league. It was just some jargon that his team drew up. Some people were saying, he ain't even see the statement. Look, I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm hearing this time around, after this suspension, Ja's taking this seriously and doing some housekeeping to his life, which is a good thing, by the way. Unfortunately, it's a little too late for him to, stop himself from being suspended this year, but hopefully going forward, this is it. And let me just say this. I still believe there is a beautiful sunshine on the end of the Ja Morant story. He's still young, incredibly talented. I think Ja Morant's going to figure it out. I do. He's got to get over a hump that I haven't seen too many athletes have in their careers. Ja Morant suffers from wannabe energy. And I know a lot of people. I have met many wannabes in my life. Let me be clear. Ja Morant is entirely too rich and successful to be a wannabe. He is him. The people that you want to be Ja Morant, they wish they could be you. I believe on the end of Ja Morant's story is a beautiful, beautiful career and a beautiful show of, yo, I was the guy trying to be cool. I ain't that guy no more. I am cool. It's cool to be me. It's cool to not be from the bottom of America. It's cool to just to be somewhere where I wasn't at the top of America, all right, but I was somewhere in the middle somewhere, right? It's cool to be me and to be a great basketball player. That's where Ja Morant's going to find that niche, and there's going to be a lot of commercials and deals and endorsements behind it. I believe this. I really do. And then just for clarity, for me personally, it's just me. I don't benefit off Ja Morant being suspended. Yes, everybody did their views, off Ja Morant suspension, but you know what would be better is to have Ja Morant on that court. A network like ESPN has covered Ja Morant extensively throughout their programming, right? And his suspension. Ja Morant being on the court and Memphis being a good team that's marketable and you're able to put them on TV matters more to their bottom line. They pay the NBA for a TV deal. So, you need Ja out there. Nobody wins with Ja not being eligible to play. You got a talent like that just sitting out because of stupid gun incidents. And lastly, for anybody that's critical of Adams' 25-game suspension and you don't think it's too long, I read off those suspensions in NBA history and where Ja fits in on the totem pole for a reason. That's a lot of games. Anybody that doesn't think that's a lot of games, you are mistaken. 25 games is a lengthy amount of time to suspend a guy for, we don't have any precedent for this. That's the thing. People don't do this. NBA athletes typically are the coolest guys in the room. They are typically the guys that always are one step ahead of the game versus one step behind, right? So we didn't have a precedent for it. They pretty much based the suspension off of Miles Bridges. He was the most recent guy to get suspended. You didn't want to give Ja over what Bridges got for putting his hands on a woman, allegedly. So that's kind of where you had to land, somewhere under 30. I know a lot of people were like, yo, Adam set it up like he was going to suspend Ja for a half a season, a whole season. That's not what he was trying to do. What happened to Adam was the NBA Finals was starting. Adam likes to do press as the commissioner of the league before the biggest, potential 7 games of the NBA season. He wants to talk about the strength of the league. The problem is with that, Ja Morant was going to get brought up. ESPN wouldn't be doing their due diligence if they had Adam on their programming and didn't ask about Ja. Adam wouldn't be doing his job if he didn't allow questions about Ja with the fact that Morant's situation was taking headlines away from what he would like to be talking about, which is the playoffs. So both sides had a responsibility to talk about Ja Morant, at least broach the conversation. And with that, Adam had to say something. He had to give some type of update. And that's where we get the, I'm going to come down on Ja after the playoffs is over. That's how we get all of that. Again, just for clarity, it's not Adam's fault. Adam didn't try to say, yo, we going to throw the hammer on Ja. He was just asked a question that he had to be asked. Again, Ja Morant suspended 25 games. Y'all let me know what y'all think about where the league landed with Ja and his latest incident with a firearm. Time, love, and support. It's what your boy never take for granted. I'm out.